Yes.
You know, it's not scripted, I can't do that, you know what I mean? I feel like I'm back in the police station if you sit with your list of fucking questions for me. And then I'll start, you know, so it's just easier to do this.
Yeah.
Sit down, talk, you got any questions? Ask.
Yeah.
And we'll figure it out as it goes, pal.
That's it, man.
Yeah. It feels more natural like this, mate. It's like talking to you at work.
Good.
You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm good with it, bro.
Beautiful, man. Beautiful.
Might not look at your camera right much. I'm not one of them like,
yeah, no, that's
so
okay.
This is good. Yeah,
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But no, man. The reason I've always wanted you on, like again, this has been happening for like months now, and the thought of a podcast. But I've always really wanted you on because I just think you've got just such a fantastic story. Like I feel like every time I meet you, in like work, we can just talk about something, and then half an hour later, I would have just gone on this incredible journey of like what Trevor did in, I don't know, 92 or whatever, and then come back around and I'm like, how do I go back to work knowing all this? So I think you're a very good storyteller, and
yeah, mate,
you've got a lot of stories. I think whether they be again good or not, it's I think it's still important because that's how you've got to who you are now and where you are now.
Yeah, everybody's got them, haven't they? You know what I mean? We're all individual.
Yeah. We're
all people, and we all come from different backgrounds and stuff, and some of us lead a normal life, or as we think's a normal life, but what the bloody hell is normal? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, all these people at Oak Street's calling this as normal. Yes, a psychiatrist. He's going to give him a different fucking opinion, isn't he? You know what I mean? So that's why I don't talk to them kind of people, psychiatrists. Yeah. But no, mate, you know, I've done some shit over my life, and I've been in some situations, you know, and I always wanted a normal life.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted that house and that missus and kids and all that shit, you know, trampoline in back garden and all that.
Yeah.
And I tried. Don't get me wrong. You know, when I was younger, I had my first lad. I was only young. So it didn't really work out, you know, you go into things and you think you met this wonderful woman and it's going to be the rest of your life together and shit into, you know, and to be honest with you, I wasn't messed up back then, not as much as I ended up. You know, I was just smoking weed and just doing normal, but I was a tour rag. I was a little fucker that just run about with his mates, car thief and doing all sorts of wrong kind of behaviours. And yeah, and I wasn't focused enough to be a dad.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to be a dad. That's all I ever wanted to be, you know. And I've got two lads. One, I don't really know. I've not seen him since he was a baby. My oldest, my youngest lad, he's up in Scotland, so I've just been up and seen not long since when I went up there. So I went up, I've got granddaughter, 9 months, so I went up to see her.
Oh, beautiful, man. Is that your only granddaughter or only grandchild?
I've got two, I believe, mate. I think my oldest lad's got a baby.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah. But I'm not sure, mate. I'm not 100%. Like I said, I've not seen him since he was 2. And he's 31.
Wow. How does that feel? Is it like odd? Like to know that he's maybe out there and things? You okay, sir?
Yeah. I miss him.
Yeah.
I never hadn't.
Yeah, of course.
I know this might sound daft, but if you tried to...
You know, drugs took over my life and situations changed. You know, and I was only young, like I said, when I had him. So I wasn't ready for it. I thought I was. And then, like I said, our relationship didn't work out. Things came to an end. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen him. But I do think about him, and I do miss him.
Yeah.
But I've got my youngest lad, who's as daft as fuck, same as his dad. He is. Yeah, I can't go wrong with that one, like I said, mate. Yeah, you can't get away from some of them, can you? And Blake, I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just like me, he's as daft as a brush.
Does that make you proud? Okay, maybe daft as a brush is a bit of a...
Of course, I'm chuffed to bits.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. I don't see him as much as I like.
Yeah.
Because he lives out way up Scotland. And I've only just got my life together. So it's only like 7 years since I've been out of addiction. You know, it might seem like a long time to some folk, but it's not. Compared to how long I were in addiction, you know, maybe 3 times longer than I've been clean, maybe 4 times over.
Wow.
So it were a long time being caught up in a bit of a messed up situation. I didn't start out wanting to be a drug addict or take drugs and stuff, but I got into them, and to be honest with you, I liked it. You know, it has its moments. You know, it's fun. It's like going to a party, and when party's going, it's fucking brilliant. But it's got to come to an end sometimes. You know, and then you've got to go back and you've got to live a normal life and you've got to go to work and all that shit. And I just stopped at party.
Yeah.
You know, and there weren't many honours there, or there weren't as many there. You know, there were some stragglers, but them stragglers then became heroin addicts as such.
Wow.
You know, and it was just some people. It all started for me when I was a kid. I used to sniff glue and solvents. So I started out about 10-year-old sniffing glue.
That's young.
Yeah, mate. It was normal though back then. You used to walk streets and you see fucking punks with big Mohican and fucking carry a bag and fucking glue, you know, and it was just like, okay, what are these guys doing? And you know, your family are doing it, all your mates are doing it, your cousins, your brothers, and you know somebody that takes drugs if, yeah, and I had family members that used to sniff it, and yeah, you know, he'd take me and my cousin with him sometimes, because he couldn't get it at shops no more. Every bugger knew what he wanted it for. Wasn't really for my granddad to do some woodworking or whatever. It was for him to sit in a bush and fucking get off his tits. So I used to drag us and make us go get it for him, and then eventually, you know, you sit there watching and that curiosity kicks in and that inquisitive, and I tried it. And to be honest with you, it was weird because you have hallucinations. When I say hallucinations, you dream. But it's very vivid, and so it's really, it is, and it just took me away from where I was in my life at that time.
Yeah.
So growing up wasn't really good, you know. Come from a broken family. My dad was an alcoholic. My mum, God love her, she was lovely, but didn't come from much, didn't have much. My dad spent more time in pub than he did at home, and when he were at home, his favourite hobby was kicking his kids in the missus about. So taking drugs and sniffing glue and shit used to get me away from all that shit kind of thing back then, bruv. And I didn't realise what I was doing, I didn't realise what I was getting into. You know, I was a kid. And it's like, yeah, you know, yeah, my cousin sniffed it, or he's done what he's done, and now he's asleep, or he's, you know, slavering on his centre like he used to and shit like that. But you know, we tried it, and yeah, it gave us these hallucinations, and it took it away, and it was just something different. And yeah, you can't get away with it. You're going home stinking of glue. You know what you've been doing. You know, eventually you get caught out for it, don't you? Know? So I started getting beatings and shit for it and doing. But to be honest with you, mate, it was easier to get a beating going home off my tits, because I didn't feel it. You know, I get beat up, go to bed, wake up sore, but not remember fucking beating. So it was just easier to go home off your head.
Yeah.
You know, knowing I'm going to get beat up for it, I'm guaranteed I'm going to get a good hiding because I've done something I shouldn't have, and you know, sometimes it was just any excuse.
Yeah.
Didn't need much proof. But yeah, so that's when it started, and then as you get older, you progress. I moved over to Barnsley when I was like 14. So, born and raised in a place called Fernska.
Finska?
Fernska. If you want to say it properly.
No, sorry.
So it's Fernska.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just sounds Scandinavian, that was all. That just threw me off.
It's just on outskirts of Rotherham, Barnsley.
Okay.
Yeah, so it has a Barnsley dial tone. So it's L1226. It's got a Rotherham postcode. So it depends who you ask. You know, where you're from, so Rotherham, but it's Barnsley.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I was born and raised in Fernska. Lived there till I was 14. My mum and dad split up. I buggered off when I was 14 to live with my mum. My mum had moved to Barnsley. Place called Cuddiff. I don't know if you've heard of a place called Grimethorpe. Yeah.
No,
There's a film years ago called Brastoff about grimy collier band.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was filmed in the next village where I went to school and shit.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so I'm from that part of Barnsley. Kes was filmed just off.
I've heard of Kes.
Yeah, mate, yeah, Kes. That's a ritual film in jail. If ever Kes is on telly in prison, if you want a Barnsley lad, you'll find him on his bed watching Kes. I'm telling you, bro. Yeah. It's like church. Kes is on, everybody's behind the door, bro. Yeah, it is, it's nuts. I love film, but yeah. So that's the area I was raised in, you know, and yeah. But, yeah.
So you say you lived with your mother. Did you, once you started to live with your mother, did you stop seeing your father a lot, or?
Yeah, we broke ties, and then as time went on, I didn't forget about him. You know, you can't forget about your family, can you? You know,
of course not.
He was my dad. He was a twat. But I loved him. Yeah, you know, I didn't totally not like him. I just didn't enjoy his company sometimes, pal. So, yeah. But, yeah, as time went on, we ended up connecting again as he got older. And I was trying to sort myself out. You see, I went through my addiction and kept trying to get away from it and try and sort myself out and get clean of drugs and stop doing what I was doing and be a better person.
Yeah.
But if I tried 100 times in 100 places around England, I always end up going back to the same place. And I didn't realise, you know, I wasn't running away from a place, it was my son. So I was running away from something I couldn't get away from. I had to change, not the place I was living, you know, and eventually, after many, many times and failures, you know, I managed it. Yeah, I connected with my dad again anyway, as we got older. And I got clean of drugs, I moved over with him. He ended up with COPD.
Okay, what's that?
It's lungs disease, his lungs were fucked. So he only had one lung anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, one of them collapsed years ago and I was younger and he nearly died from that. And then, yeah, his lung packed up as he got older. But towards his end days, I cared for him. So, fucking hell, about 8 years, I looked after him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it was a weird one. It was, yeah. Like I said, I loved him in a fashion, you know, not as most people do. Oh, it's a bit strange to say, but there were a darker side to me wanting to look after him.
Okay.
I wanted to make sure he was dead when he died.
Okay.
I wanted to be there.
Was it more like it coming to an end for you?
I don't know, mate. I wanted to kill him, to be honest with you, pal. I did. I tried strangling him to death. It's fucking hard. It's not like you see in films. You fucking didn't. No, it didn't. Not at all. But yeah, I had a breakdown.
Yeah.
And Ended up fucking throttling him one day, trying to squeeze life out of him. And I just didn't have it in me. Strength. I wanted to. Oh, I fucking did that. Yeah, but I didn't have that strength to carry on and to fucking. And I don't know. I say I wanted to see him die. I wanted him to die. I wanted to be there, but I didn't. There was a side on me that didn't. But then there was that side that just wanted it to be fucking done. If you know what I mean. You can't hurt no fucker then.
Do you feel that was maybe needed for you to move on then?
No, I think I was just pissed off. To be honest with you, pal. Yeah. No reason, to be honest with you, Marcus. Everything was going swingingly that day, mate. Yeah. No normal day. Didn't have no intention, didn't think I was going to do it all like that, bruv. I got up to make a cup of tea, to be honest with you. Yeah, and the next thing, fucking just had him with fucking neck, fucking shaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you think that came from then, that urge? Are you okay to...
I think it's because he used to strangle me when I was a kid. Yeah. So, when he used to get drunk, he used to come in and he used to, like I said, get a bit rough. But his favourite thing was to put me up against the wall and choke me. And then, just as I was about to pass out, he just... Then I'd wake up and I'd either be up on the stairs and fucking, or he'd throw me upstairs and make me go to bed, you know. But yeah, I think it fucking, it does something, don't it? It does. Yeah, I never really fucking, I don't want to strangle people. If I find me someone, I get mad.
Yeah.
I could just, sometimes, you know, could crush a grape, as they say. You know, yeah. And I think it did, it messed me up. But I can't blame him for everything that happened in my life. I blame him for what he did. My choices in my life were my choices.
Yeah.
He didn't make me take drugs. He didn't make me commit crime. They were choices I made myself. You know, like I said, growing up in a council village, it was, I won't say it's not run down. It did end up run down because they shut pits and everything. And they shut all pits in there, it just knackered all community. Everybody had no more. You know, people were struggling and you try and make your ends meet, and you know, I got into doing a little bit of crime and being able to help my mum when my mum was stuck, not having to see my mum struggle as much as some other families did. You know, I knew it was wrong what I was doing. I knew it wasn't fucking right to go out pinching other people's shit and selling it.
Yeah.
But it made me that little bit of money, so my mum didn't have to buy me clothes, my shoes, and all that. She didn't have to worry about me. So, 14, I just became, like I said, a little Torak. Just ran around, committing crime, buying cars, driving cars. And my first car when I was about 14, a Datsun 120 wide that was painted in gold hammerite with a paintbrush. Yeah, man. Yeah. My stepfather got it for me. Got in a car, don't go out in it, we're going shopping. They buggered off Ended Street, turned left, I jumped in the car, turned it and fucked off other way. I tried to get home before them, but yeah, man. And that was started my driving career over in Barnsley, but I could drive anyway before I went all there because we used to go to farms and that when I was a kid. Okay. We used to spend a lot of time on a farm in Swaffham with a family friend that had a farm down there. We used to have two big static caravans up in his wood, my grandma's and my aunties. So in summertime, 6-week holidays, we go to the farm. We spend all this time up in woods and go working farm, picking sweet corn, turnips or whatever he got growing. And we go different times through year, so Easter holidays we go and we probably do turnips or something when it's a bit fucking shitty weather. Yeah. And then as it got on, we go in summertime and do sweet corn or whatever. And then we go back in like this time of year for bonfire night and that, because he did pumpkins as well.
Mm.
So we'd go and pick pumpkins and stuff. But you know, I made a wage. I enjoyed it while we were down there. You know, we had loads of fun. Yeah. I bought my first car when I was about 12 with my cousin. Yeah, man. Yeah. Volkswagen Sirocco 1600 injection, mate. Yeah, fast as fuck as well. Yeah, we had to hide it in the farm because we couldn't tell my dad and my grandma and that we bought a car. Because we went up, it's far from town centre. They have an auction on a Saturday sometimes or a Sunday. It's like a farmer's auction. That can buy out from an air rifle to a boat, a chicken to a goat.
Did you practice that?
Yeah. So you can get literally anything from this place. And we went up and when his car popped up and we started, John started bidding on it. He'd have been about 16, something silly like that, 15. Started bidding on it. I think we paid 70 quid for it and there was 4-month tax and test on it. It was sky blue, but it was brilliant. Spotlights on front, sunroof out at the top. When we first got it, we had to take it and hide it up far side at field, not knowing that Simon had seen us, the guy that owned farm.
Yeah.
He'd seen us, not said no, watched us walk back to caravan at other end at farm, from one wood to other. And then next morning came and got us with my Uncle Bernard. I said, right Bernard, get lads, we need to have a talk. Yeah, got us in the car, took us up woods. And as we were driving up, I'm getting anxious, you know, I'm thinking, fuck, that car's up here, don't keep going, till he pulled up on it and went, right lads, you know this belongs to, and yeah, we had to admit to it, but yeah. So we bought his first car down there and we used to use that and just rally around his fields. Once we picked out sweet corn and stuff, we could just literally tear ass around his fields and shoot rabbits out at sunroof and stuff. And, yeah, man, it looked cool. Yeah, he taught us to shoot. We used to have clay pigeon. I forgot what they call them.
Or like the discs or like...
Yeah, pal. Yeah, he built it to send it on a massive bloody tree stump up at top end of his fields. Got clay pigeon shoot thing on it. He used to take us up, get like 410 out and that, and he'd have 12 gauge and there'd be my uncles and that, and sometimes, and yeah, so I learnt to shoot up there as well. Yeah. And he used to have a winch, a string on it, and he used to get balloons, massive balloons, fill them up with helium and let them go, and they'd probably go about 100 foot up in the air. Then he'd get bullet rifle out. Shooting balloons all afternoon in field with him and stuff. Yeah. He had 2 big aeroplanes on his farm as well that belonged to Air Force, to the military. Yeah, they were storing them for him, I believe. One was something like an old hurricane or something. So yeah, we weren't supposed to go on them, but you know you do, don't you?
You didn't fly them then, did you?
No. Wings and everything were off, like I said, we're all stored under the tarp and all that. But yeah, you know, as you know, you climb up inside, sit in that cockpit and pretend you're flying it. Yeah. That's a life wasn't all bad, mate.
Yeah.
Just beginning part were a bit shit. You know, and it got a bit crazy. It went on for a while, but yeah, you know, it's not all bad, mate, is it?
No, man. See, it's what's nice is like hearing that and seeing where you are now. And again, obviously, you've told me a lot more stories at work, but it's nice to see that. It's like it's hard. For example, some of these stories, like obviously aren't the nicest or whatever, but like. You still find time to laugh at them almost now.
You've got to laugh, haven't you?
That's what I admire.
Yeah.
That's what I admire.
You know,
how do you think you do that though? How like some of the again the audience won't know, but some of the stories you told me.
Because I've survived it, pal. And you know, when I look back on it, it might sound daft to you, or you might think, and I think the same, you know.
Yeah. I
don't sit there when I'm telling you about things that I've got me sent into and that and think, yeah, mate, that was cool, that. No, I think, fucking hell, how did I get out of that? You know, because I have. I shouldn't be here. On numerous occasions. You know, I've come close, as I say. And, yeah. But somehow, I always used to say though when I was a kid, You know, we had a car crash, me and my mates down back lane one time, and it wasn't much of a car crash. We just mounted car on a big boulder that farmer used to put to stop it getting into his fields as such. Come round the corner a bit too quick, hit a bit of earth, we humping them up on a rock.
Wow.
Right at car, and we're all laughing about it. And I used to say, you know, I'm not due to die yet. God's got a plan for me. Yeah. I'm not going to die like this, you know. Yeah, and I still believe that, and I reckon that's how I've managed to get my ass through some of these situations and still be here. And you know, I do believe in God. Yeah, I'm a Christian, and I'm not a church-going Christian.
Yeah, I don't believe you have to be. It's
for me, mate. It's a personal choice, and it's a individual's beliefs.
Yeah.
But for me, it tells you in the Bible not to look for him in temples and places of worship.
Oh wow.
And if you seek him, he's under every rock. He's everywhere. You know, so I don't feel a need that I need to go to a church to be around other Christians, to have my relationship with God. It's a personal relation. You know, you do it individual, don't we? I don't know if you believe in God and whatever.
I do. Yeah.
So it's a personal belief into it, and it's a personal thing, you know. It's like they say, when you pray, do it in quiet.
Yeah.
You know, don't stand on a street corner preaching. Tells you not to do that. Tells you to beware these people. You know, false prophets and all this, you know, and people with forked tongues that stand on corners spouting word of God, but they're not really as Christian as I believe some people. And I'm not. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here now and try and make out that I'm as godly as God is sent.
Yeah.
Because I've been saved and all that. No, I'm not. I turned to God and I got my faith back. I've always believed in God since I was a kid, like I said. I've always had a belief that there's something. Never knew what. Still don't know what. Never met the fella.
Yeah.
You know, I'm hoping one day I do. And that's the only reason I have a belief, because I feel it's better to believe in something that might not turn out to exist than not to believe in something that turns out to exist.
I like that.
So for me,
that's cool. That
you
is.
know,
I guess it kind
it's
of gives you a bit of
easier.
purpose.
Yeah, you know, if it turns out God's not real, what have I lost out?
Nothing.
If it turns out he is real, who's one that's lost out? Not me. I've got my faith back. I've got my connection. Like I said, I turned to God in my recovery. And like I say, over years I must have tried 150 times to get clean, to do me cold turkey. And I've done cold turkey many times, mate. And it's not nicest of feelings. It's like all your insides are rotted. Your bones ache, every nerve in your system's alert. You just feel terrible.
Yeah.
Your skin's crawling, you feel like you want to be sick for no reason. You don't fart or you'll shit yourself. Literally, because everything goes hectic, and as it's coming out your system, it's coming out every way it can. Or your body tries to get it out your system, so it comes out in your sweat. Like I say, it tries to push it out your system as quick as it can, your body, to get you recovered. So when you're going through that, it's horrible. It is the worst bloody fear. It's like having pneumonia or flu. You know, I won't say pneumonia, I've not had that, but I have had flu. And that felt like shit.
Yeah.
You know, hot sweats, cold sweats, feeling sick, toilet, diarrhea. It's like having that, but it's 10 times more intense. And every nerve in your body hurts. And you just want it to stop. And you pray to God and you talk to God. And this is why I said, some people that said they don't believe in God, we all talk to God at some point in our lives, and we all find a moment when we do, even if it's not a belief. Oh, please get me out of this situation. You know, how many times I said that when I was in police station growing up, pal. And I got a hat on it. You know what I mean? I generally did get out on it sometimes, so maybe, you know, God's not as bad as some people think. But yeah, you know, it seemed to come through sometimes, and sometimes he let me take my punishment. You know, and I'd have to go and do whatever came, and you know, get a free holiday to the Majesty's pleasure.
So may I ask, what's again, I don't know too much how it works, but what was the main thing that caused your addiction then? So what drug was you on, or is it a kind of a
everyone, pal? I won't really say I was one man wonder. I was a junkie.
Yeah.
I wanted drug addict. I was a junkie.
Is there anything that kind of like was the turning point? Sorry, is there anything that like kind of switched you on to make you start, or is it kind of like a culmination of your life?
Just a progression. So, like I say, it started out when I was younger doing what I did, and then as I got older I started smoking a bit of weed when I was 14. And then I delved into amphetamines, a little bit of LSD. Yeah. You know, and it progressed, and then when 90s started coming, because we all started going raving. You know, rave scene was a big thing back then, you know, Cal Cox and all them Nats and J.D. Walker, bless him. And yeah, you know, it was a big thing, and we had Doncaster Warehouse just up road from where we were, which was a big venue back in the day. Everybody knew it, you know, it was one of them go-to places. And so, yeah, it started out, you know, going raving. I go to work, or I go out working. You know, get me money for the weekend, go get us clothes, get us stuff ready for the weekend, and then Saturday we'd go to Donny Warehouse, we'd go raving, and then get up Sunday, or leave Sunday, go back home, and smoke weed. And we used to smoke lots and lots of weed between us all, trying to come down off your pills so you're not crashing, as they say, inside to feel shitty, so you come down quick and get your head down, get to sleep. Yeah. And then that progressed to, like I said, early 90s, heroin came onto the scene. Heroin changed things. So instead of sitting and smoking buckets and having bongs and doing what we used to do with a bit of dope, to come down, four in you could chip in £2.50 a piece. Get a tenner's worth of heroin, which is only first time I ever saw it. I thought I'd been robbed. I did, because it turned up in a little piece of tin foil, mate, and I'm not kidding you, like a little piece of tin foil folded over and wrapped up. When he took it out, just a little bit of powder.
And sorry, that was £10.
That was tenner's worth,
right?
Which is I think it's 0.2 of a gram, so it's like a fifth of a gram or something stupid. Not a right lot, like I said. I genuinely did thought my mate had been ripped off. Yeah, I half expecting coming back with a tenner's worth of drawer or something like that, because I was a pothead. Right. And then first time, well, it wasn't first time I had it, but first time I bought it, or one of my close mates bought it, because at time when I started taking it a little bit more, or when I split up with my oldest lad's mum. So me and her split up. I went back to Barnsley. I'd got away for a while. When I went back, everybody got into heroin. Heroin had become the new cannabis as such. So everybody had not smoking loads of buckets and bongs, and they'd chase dragon. Yeah. You know, put it on tin foil and smoke it. And like I said, four in you could smoke £10 worth of a couple of these little lines each, and be fucked up for 8 hours. Literally just wiped out. If you smoked a little bit of weed on top of it, it was even better, because it was more intense. Right. You know, or it just, you know, yeah.
What did it feel like? Is it like?
What does heroin feel like?
Is that hard to ask? Because it's like...
No, it's not hard to explain to you, pal. It's like your best friend. it becomes your best friend. It becomes your only friend. It becomes all you've got and all you want.
Yeah.
So is it
You
quite an
lose
isolating
everything.
experience?
You up, pal?
Is it quite an isolating experience then?
It becomes isolating because you lose everything through it.
Yeah.
You know, before I had heroin, I had a family, I had kids, I had a missus, I had people that actually cared about me and loved me. You know, still do. But before heroin, I had everything. No to lose. All I'd got to do was stop smoking a bit of weed and, you know, going out raving and doing as much and get a job, and I could have been a normal person as such. But heroin, if it gets hold in you, mate, you're done. You are, yeah. So there's an old poem that used to go about, and it says, "With this needle I thee wed, from this time till I'm dead." And that's your life in heroin. It's going to kill you. You'll love it, but it will kill you if you don't stop. And once it's got you, you don't realise, you know, you don't realise it's got you when it first gets you. So when I first started smoking it and doing, and it was just exploring, as I said, I didn't realise I'd become an addict or I'd become addicted to it until the first time I realised I was doing cold turkey. And the first time I'd done cold turkey, I didn't realise, I thought I was getting a cold. So you smoke it, after a few days, if you don't smoke it, then you realise that it's got you, because then you start to stomachache, sniffles, feel tired all the time, yawning all the time, your eyes are streaming all the time, and you can't understand why, and you think, oh man, I just feel a little bit shit, don't feel right well today, feel like I'm getting a bit of a cold, and then your mate goes, it happened. 2 minutes later, that makes them sweats and everything. It's disappeared. You've forgot about it, and you don't realise. And then, like I said, but that's how it gets you, and it's hard once it gets you, because, like I say, you lose everything for it.
Yeah.
I lost everything. I did. Like I said, I could have had an happy family. I could have had that job and all that. And I didn't. And I can't blame any bugger else apart from myself. No, I don't blame any bugger else.
Yeah.
You know, my choices led to my path in life. But heroin were a bad choice, and it was one that I wish I'd never picked up. It's not one I'd advise any bugger to take. You know, don't take drugs at all if you can help it. You know, about heroin, classes, it was a different ball game, and now it's all spice and mamba, as I call it, which is a synthetic cannabis. It started out as a synthetic cannabis. It was basically some fucking cheap ass cannabis that had been grown and then sprayed with chemicals. So it looked like cannabis. People thought it was weed, but it's just different. But they didn't realise it was being sprayed with all these chemicals, and that stuff is more dangerous than heroin.
Wow.
It really is, mate. My mates got off of heroin smoking that shit, and they're more fucked up now than they were on heroin.
Wow.
Isn't that like the type of people that you see that are just like posing in streets?
Yeah, standing up and asleep. Yeah, mate, yeah, bro. I've seen my mates wrapped around bloody fence posts and all sorts, railing, just, half order seat.
Wow.
Literally,
It's like defy gravity.
Yeah, bent over backwards, like Matrix shit. It is, isn't it? Have you seen them? I've seen them honest, literally, mate, you'll see videos on them, mate, on YouTube, but I've seen it in real life. And they are literally, mate, they defy gravity sometimes, bro. They can literally have 1 foot on the floor, and they don't know they're doing it. It's, for whatever reason, they end up, it's a chemical imbalance it causes in your head, I dare say. You know, it's not good ingesting chemicals anyway, is it? But, you know, it just messes them up. But it can literally have people asleep on their feet, stood up.
Wow.
And it's only from a couple of draws. A couple of draws of it, mate, and it's fucking terrible. I've tried it about 3 times. First time I tried it, because I wanted to.
Yeah.
I had a Polish mate that I used to hang around with. He got heavy into it, and he used to smoke it. And I went up to his and I smoked it with him one time. And he lived up in an attic room in an house, top level, 3rd floor in this house, old Victorian houses back one, over in Yorkshire. So he lived up in this attic, and he got a little bloody window about that big, literally just like a little panel window that you could open to let a bit of fresh air in, I think.
Yeah.
And I went to his house and I smoked this joint with him. And I literally had about 3-4 draws. And for about an hour, or, well, I don't know, to be honest with you, how long really, but all time I was there, all I could think about was trying to throw myself out that little window. Yeah, mate, yeah. Do you think I can fit? I'm thinking, can I squeeze out of that? Just jump, just climb through the window and just throw yourself off the roof, kind of thing. And that's what thoughts it put into my head at that moment in time.
Wow. So that wasn't you like, oh my god, I wish I can get out of this situation, I wish I didn't do it. That's just, I wonder if
I
I
literally
can...
had a couple of draws of this joint off this kid. And then the next thing, I had these thoughts in my head, and I just couldn't stop focusing on this little window, and I'm looking at it and I'm thinking,
Yeah.
I wonder, do you think I could squeeze through that? Half-hearted, yeah. I bet I can get through what I'm thinking. And that's how it started, and then it just seemed to take a bit of a deeper fucking twist, and then next thing I'm trying to fucking convince myself to try and squeeze out this little window and throw myself off at 3rd floor of this bloody flat for no reason at all.
Wasn't like suicidal or anything.
Yeah, no, your pal.
You wasn't like suicidal or anything before?
Probably, but you know, yeah, I suppose you just, like I say, it just effect it had on me at that time. And then I smoked it again one time, and this was when before I went into rehab. So at that time I was smoking crack heavy. I was smoking crack really heavy, and I was taking heroin. And I used to go down to my mates and smoke crack with them, and we used to use a little asthma inhaler. So you know what a blow inhaler is? Yeah, you literally take the cap off it, get some tin foil, push it into the part that you put in your mouth and suck through. You form like a dish, squeeze your tin foil around it, put holes in it, and it turns it into a pipe. So you suck through the top end where you put your canister, and put ash on it, and then you put your crack on top of ash and you smoke your crack.
Jesus.
So when you're smoking it, inside the inhaler it builds up, so it builds up like a layer of dust, powder, and over time it thickens and thickens, a bit like your THC in bottom of your grinder.
Right.
You know, it goes through your mesh, and then you get that dust build up.
Okay.
Similar to that, but it's crack, basically. So when you scrape it, and this is what people do, you'll scrape your pipe, as I say. So you get a little knife or something, you'll scrape all that little powder off, and you'll get a little pile. But that little pile is as strong as some crack you buy off at the streets, and it's just a residue of the crack that's gone through the pipe. So you still get that hit off it. So I used to go to my mates and I gave him my crack pipe while I was down there, and I left it there, not realising that he'd been smoking mamba through it, which is spice, as I say. So I've gone to his qualities on my way home one day, picked my pipe up, thinking when I get home I'll scrape that and I'll have a pipe, you know. Got home, had something to eat, some tomato soup, had this pipe, and the next thing I got the intense rush of the crack, but with this fuck me all feeling, what the fuck's going off? because I felt something else and I didn't know what it was. It was like anxiety. It was like, as though I just had a major burst of anxiety, and I didn't realise why, but it was because I'd been smoking mamba through my pipe. So the crack cocaine had literally set me heartbeat going 1,000 beats a second, and an intense sweat. But then I got this urge of like, I'm not in control, I don't know what's happening, and then I could hear every noise intensifies, and you're shouting on shouting and everything like that. And then next thing I started being sick.
Wow.
So when I was being sick, I was projectile vomiting tomato soup all over myself. But in my head, I thought my insides had melted and I was being sick and I was fetching blood up.
Wow.
So I literally sat there terrified to fuck, thinking, man, my insides have melted. And I'm dying. And then I passed out and woke up about 6 hours later or something. And like I said, mate, when I woke up, I got shorts on. All my legs were crusted with tomato soup that had dried up on me.
Wow.
Mate, what a fucking ass. So it can be really fucking intense and scary sometimes, mate. Even when you take it, you don't know what you're going to get. Every time is different, pal. But that mamba stuff, that is just next level shit, bro. It is,
Wow.
Not something I've dabbled with since, but the experience I've had on it, mate, wasn't good.
Yeah.
And heroin wasn't good. Like I say, I'm not trying to glorify it, and I never would, but heroin became my best friend because it stops all them emotions and the feelings and everything that you want to forget. You could literally go to your mate's house, get a phone call telling you your mum's just died. Go smoke heroin. 10 minutes later you forgot about your mum.
Wow. That
And as
powerful.
long as you smoke it, you'll never grieve. You'll think about her, you'll miss her.
Yeah.
But as long as you're high, you'll know.
Gee.
But when you don't have any heroin, then you'll remember her. And then you'll miss her. But at that moment in time, mate, you could get worse fucking news going, and they literally go smoke heroin, mate. You forgot about it for a period. That is how it gets, and that's how it's comforting. It is. It's like having your best mate in your pocket.
Was it more like your coping mechanism then?
I think it becomes a lot of people's coping mechanism, mate. But I think it was. I wasn't really into drink. I didn't really like drink. My dad was a drinker, so being around that as a kid made me not want to drink.
Yeah.
So drugs were the next thing. And like I said, that progression. But when I got to heroin, I genuinely can say I did like it. Because of that, it made you feel. I didn't like what it did or what it caused me to do or what it caused, the problems it caused in my life because of it. If I could have had that and not the problems that come with it, no detoxing, no cold turkey. If you could literally just like having a cig, go sit in the passage, smoke your little cig, come back in, life's all good.
Yeah.
And it would be seen as normal. More people would do it.
I bet.
You find a lot more people who use these coping mechanisms, because for me, drink, it's in every shop. You can get it anywhere you want, but it kills more people. People think drugs kill people. Alcohol kills more people than drugs. Alcohol kills more people every year than heroin, crack cocaine and what them put together.
Wow. Do you think that's because it's more accessible?
It's just because, it's more accessible and it's seen
normalised.
Normalised, yeah. It's like cannabis is starting to become a bit more normalised now, isn't it? not seen like it was in
It's not as taboo.
80s. Yeah. You know, back in 80s, just having a joint was seen as a junkie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or he's drug addict, smokes some weed, smokes that wacky backy. So it was, like you said, that taboo, any drug.
Yeah.
You know, my old man he was a nightmare for it, pal. He was. You know, we used to get documentaries coming on as we got older, you know, when like 17, and it starts becoming a bit more noticeable, and it is BBC fucking documentary about fucking drugs and that. And it had come on telly and you could see him, you know, starting to get his sound wound up. Now my little brother, he'd fuck off that because he knew what he was doing, you know, and I'd sit there waiting for it just to get that rise out him as I got older, like when I lost that fear on him. You know, it used to chuckle me watching him get wound up, and he'd sit there, you know, and he'd sit watching it and then not say a word. Then I'd look at it, just go, I never took fucking drugs. Why do you take drugs? And I think, oh man, fuck off. I'm going out and I take drugs. You know, but it was mad.
But just sorry, quick pause here. Do you mind checking if we're recording? I always get a fear that we've been talking for half an hour.
Yeah, I've been checking that. I'm like, it's not really doing much.
Yeah,
we're 53 minutes in.
Good way.
It's gone quick, hasn't it?
Flies, man. It really does. But
it does.